Man, have you ever looked at your life, your anxieties, your constant need to be perfect, and just thought, my parents are misguided. They totally installed the wrong software in my brain. If you have, welcome to the club. The membership is huge. For years, I was the poster child for what I thought was a good kid. I got the grades. I followed the rules. I did everything to get that nod of approval. On the outside, I was the model son. On the inside, I was a wreck. Every tiny mistake felt like a catastrophic failure. Every bit of criticism, even constructive, felt like a personal attack. I was living on a hamster wheel of achievement, running faster and faster, terrified of what would happen if I stopped. The result? Classic burnout. A whole lot of anxiety, and a feeling of being completely lost. I hit a wall, hard. That's when I knew I had to do something. I couldn't just blame my parents forever. That felt like a dead end. They loved me, for sure, but they were operating on the software they were given. So, I went down a deep rabbit hole. I'm talking books, podcasts, interviews with psychologists, anything I could get my hands on. And slowly, I started to piece together a formula, a way to debug my own mental code. The first, and honestly the hardest, step was to change the narrative from my parents messed me up, to my parents gave me the tools they had. But it's time for an upgrade. This isn't about letting them off the hook, but about taking the power back. Blaming them keeps you a victim. Acknowledging their misguided but well-intentioned programming makes you the new programmer. It's a subtle but massive shift. Forgive them not because they were right, but because you deserve peace. You can't start repairing a house if you're still busy yelling at the original builders. Once you've done that, the real work, the fun work begins. It's all about freeing yourself from the monster of perfectionism. The first practical thing I did was to redefine what success means. Growing up, success was the A+, the promotion, the flawless victory. Now, success is showing up. Success is trying something new and sucking at it. Success is writing half a page of that book you want to write, even if it's terrible. We have to start rewarding the effort, not just the outcome. Think of it like this. When a baby is learning to walk, do we scold them every time they fall? No, we cheer because they tried. We need to become our own biggest cheerleaders for simply trying. This leads directly to the next tool, which is a total game changer, radical self-compassion. This sounds fluffy, but it's brutally practical. The next time you mess up, you say the wrong thing in a meeting, you burn dinner. Whenever I want you to perform what I call the best friend test. Ask yourself, if my best friend did this and came to me, heartbroken and feeling stupid, what would I say to them? You'd never say, wow, you really are an idiot. You can't do anything right. You'd say, dude, it's okay. It happens to everyone. It's not a big deal. So why, for the love of all that is holy, do we say the horrible stuff to ourselves? You have to start talking to yourself like you would talk to someone you genuinely care about. It feels weird at first, but it literally rewires your brain's response to failure. The final piece of the puzzle is embracing the concept of good enough. The tech world has this brilliant idea called an MVP, or minimum viable product. It means launching a product that works, even if it's not perfect, and then improving it based on feedback. We need to apply this to our lives. Perfectionism keeps us from starting. We wait for the perfect moment, the perfect skills, the perfect plan. The result? We do nothing. Instead, aim for a minimum viable action. Want to get fit? Don't plan a perfect 2-hour gym session for next month. Do a 10-minute walk right now. Want to start a side hustle? Don't write a 50-page business plan. Make one sale. Done is so much better than perfect. Progress, not perfection, is the new goal. This whole process is essentially you reparenting yourself. You're giving yourself the unconditional support, the freedom to fail, and the compassionate guidance you may not have received. It's not a one-time fix. It's a daily practice. Some days you'll nail it and feel free. Other days, that old perfectionist software will try to run in the background, and that's okay. You just gently notice it and choose a different thought. It's a messy, imperfect, and beautiful journey, but the destination is freedom. The destination is a life where your worth isn't tied to your performance, but is simply inherent. And look, I don't want you to think I magically cooked all this up in my basement. That's the old perfectionist thinking. The truth is, these ideas are a synthesis, a mashup of wisdom from giants. I'm standing on the shoulders of people like Dr. Kristin Neff, who pioneered the research on self-compassion, Carol Dweck, who taught us about a growth mindset, and Brené Brown, whose work on vulnerability and shame is life-altering. My journey was about finding their wisdom and translating it into a language that worked for me, day to day. And my hope is that by sharing it this way, it can be a stepping stone for you, too. You got this.